Today I review the new movie Cycles, which is directed by Oscar Wenman-hyde and stars Henry Fisk and Henry Wilson. And this tells the story of an apprehensive young man who moves into his university, and the sudden feeling of isolation forces him into an argument with his older brother about identity, love, and the repression of dreams.
Yes, I want this.
So Oscar Wenman-hyde reached out to me to review his film, and I'm always happy to do so. I love watching other people's work. Cycles is Wenman-hyde's debut feature film, and what's remarkable about it is that it was shot in just 5 days. Which, yeah, is possible because the film takes place in one location, but that's still a feat. They must have been working day and night to get it done, and that earns my respect. On top of that, they made this movie for under £1,000, or $1,300 for my American audience, and the quality of Cycles didn't take a hit at all. It just goes to show that it doesn't matter how much money you put into a movie, as long as the acting, the script, and the directing are all on point, then you have a chance to make something worthwhile, and Cycles was able to accomplish that. Since Cycles takes place in one location, this dorm room, all of my attention is focused on these two brothers who are played by Henry Wilson and Henry Fisk. First off, the actors have fun names. They're both named Henry, and when you combine their last names, you get Wilson Fisk, which is a comic book character, and I'm a geek, so that made me smile, and I gave them a point, just for that. Anyway, Wilson and Fisk give great performances in this movie. Wilson, as the older brother, accurately portrays a person who just got caught up in the grind of life. Go to school, get a job, eventually die. And he also entirely forgot about his own dreams. You can see that loss, that in his face. And as much as he thinks that he has his life together, that realization starts showing up on him as he's arguing with his brother, and it's just, I don't know what that was, but it was just beautifully portrayed. Then you have Fisk as the younger brother who's struggling with all the pressures of adult life that are brought down on him by his brother and his mother, and he does a great job of controlling the mood and tempo of the scene. I started calling him the General as I was watching this because he was commanding my attention the entire time. And I couldn't help but cheer when the camera did a close-up on his face and he hit me with a fake tear, and I was like, yes, there you go, I love that! I don't know why, but when someone is able to cry on command, like, that just always impresses me. That is some next level acting skills, like, just great work by Fisk. One thing that I especially like about Cycles, though, is how it portrays family members communicating with each other about their issues. Like, the movie goes much deeper than that, obviously, but just the concept of talking about your feelings is so powerful at strengthening relationships, and I'm annoyed that movies don't portray that more often. But this movie shows how one family member is not doing okay, and instead of holding it in and slowly destroying their emotional well-being in the process, they put it all out there. I know it's not the most fun situation to be in, but it's definitely one of the healthiest things you can do with someone, especially if they're family, and I loved that this movie took it there. Like, it's such an important lesson for people to learn, and I'm a sucker for healthy relationships in movies. Like, it's not a game to me. It's my life. I did have a couple of issues with Cycles, though. First off, I thought that the single location in the dorm room got old very quickly. Because the whole movie took place in this room, and the characters had just moved in, so there was nothing on the walls, the bed wasn't made, it was all barren, and it made me feel a bit bored. I think it would have been helpful if the movie started off with the room being empty, like it was, but while the brothers are having their conversation, the room is also being set up and decorated. That way you can still film in one location, but it still looks like the scenery is changing. My other issue with Cycles is towards the beginning of the movie when the brothers first get to the dorm room, and the camera starts shaking. And it wasn't shaking like you would see in an action movie where it's just but it was shaking just enough for me to subconsciously start dancing to it. And after a while, I noticed my body doing this, and I was like, uh-oh. Luckily, it was just in the beginning of the movie, so it didn't last long.
What is the verdict?
Cycles is definitely a character-driven movie, so it does have a slower pace, but I didn't mind one bit. The acting of Henry Fisk and Henry Wilson were phenomenal to watch, and I found myself emotionally invested into their characters completely. This is a tougher movie to watch due to the nature of its content, but I assure you it's worth it. Cycles is great, but it will hurt you. Like a jalapeno. So Cycles, did you see it? What'd you think about it? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this review and you want to see more, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for watching. Now hit the theme music.